Are you struggling to manage multiple AWS profiles for your projects? It can be a real hassle when you need to switch between different settings and credentials. But don't worry, today we're going to simplify that process for you. I totally get it. Setting up AWS profiles can feel overwhelming, especially when the documentation seems vague. You're not alone in this. Many users face similar challenges when trying to log in with their credentials. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user recently asked, "How do I set up multiple AWS profiles and select the right one when logging in?" They mentioned encountering an error that says their security token is invalid. Sound familiar? Let's tackle this together. So, what could be causing this issue? When you see an error like unrecognized client exception, it usually means that the AWS CLI isn't picking up the correct credentials. We'll break down the steps to ensure your profiles are set up correctly. And stick around. At the end of this video, I have a quick tip that will make managing your AWS profiles a breeze. To begin, the user needs to create a credentials file that will store their AWS profiles. This file is typically located in the user's home directory under a folder named .aws. Next, the user should add multiple profiles to this credentials file. Each profile should have its own section, clearly labeled with the profile name. Now, to use a specific profile when logging in, the user can set the AWS profile environment variable. This tells the AWS CLI which profile to use for the current session. Finally, the user can test their setup by running an AWS CLI command. This will confirm that the correct profile is being used and that the credentials are valid. Fun fact, did you know that AWS was launched in 2006? It has grown to become one of the most popular cloud platforms in the world, and managing profiles is just one of the many features that make it so powerful. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. One user found that their issue was caused by using an older version of the AWS CLI. They resolved it by downloading and installing the latest version with a few simple commands. Let's take a look at another answer from another user. This user suggests a specific approach for using AWS profiles. First, ensure that all AWS environment variables are unset. Then, set your desired profile using the AWS profile variable. Next, depending on your AWS CLI version, use the appropriate command to log in. For version 1, use the get-login command. For version 2, use get-login-password with Docker login. Here's that quick tip I promised. Always double-check your access keys and secret keys for typos. A small mistake can lead to big headaches when logging in. And there you have it. You should now be able to log in with your AWS CLI using multiple profiles without any issues. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button for more tips, and don't forget to check out our other videos for more AWS insights.